Summer with Grandma, a story created and narrated by Norbert Bob Gustisha. It was a sunny afternoon when I left my buzzing city life to visit Grandma, who lived in a quaint little town filled with fruit trees and chirping birds. Her house was tucked away at the end of a winding dirt road, surrounded by wide open fields and the fresh scent of blooming wildflowers. As I approached the house, I noticed Grandma sitting on her favorite rocking chair on the porch. Engrossed in her afternoon knitting, her eyes lit up when she saw me, and she welcomed me with her warm, comforting smile. She hugged me tight and said, "Oh, how you've grown! Seems like just yesterday when your little feet were pitter-pattering all around this house." Her fond reminiscence made me realize how much I had missed those hearty moments. Inside the house, it was like stepping into a time capsule. Everything was exactly as I remembered, including the aroma of baked goods that wafted from the kitchen. I realized baking day with Grandma had been too long overdue. Grandma and I spent the rest of the afternoon huddled in the kitchen. She shared treasured family recipes passed down from generations, while we baked cookies and apple pies. The sweet fragrance filled the air, creating a sense of nostalgia. While we waited for the treats to bake, Grandma suggested we take a stroll through her garden. Walking along the cobblestone path, we admired the roses, daffodils, and the many other blooms she nurtured with care. While we strolled, Grandma shared childhood stories about my parents, stories filled with laughs, whimsy, and sometimes mischief. Those tales were punctuated with her hearty laughter and twinkling eyes. By the time we returned to the kitchen, the cookies and pie were ready. The sight of the delicious goodies on the cooling rack only intensified my feeling of warmth and comfort that Grandma's house always brought. We took the treats to the living room, paired with a couple of cups of hot, steaming tea. Sitting by the fireplace, we munched on cookies, sipped on tea, and continued our heartwarming conversations. Before we knew it, evening approached. Grandma told me she had a special dinner planned for us. I offered to help, but she just smiled and gently shooed me all out of the kitchen. As I waited, I took the opportunity to explore the house, rediscovering old family photos and beloved childhood toys. It felt like a trip down memory lane, each object triggering a cherished memory. Dinner was a feast of comfort food, homemade chicken soup, fresh rolls, and a hearty casserole. We enjoyed our meal, speaking little, enjoying the silence and the closeness that our shared meal provided. After dinner, it was my time for my favorite bedtime story. Even though I was no longer a little kid, Grandma's storytelling transported me back to those times, making me feel cocooned in her love. The next morning, I woke up to the smell of pancakes and freshly brewed coffee. Grandma was already awake, humming softly to the tunes of her favorite old songs and preparing breakfast. As the day progressed, so did our activities. We worked on puzzles, painted, and even tried our hand at gardening. The teaching and learning flowed smoothly between us, surprising me with how much we could learn from each other. In the late afternoon, Grandma brought out an old dusty box. Inside were numerous letters and photographs from our ancestors. We spent hours going through them, reveling in the rich history of our family. Each letter and photograph told a unique story, adding a layer to our family heritage. Grandma's narration made it even more engaging, making me feel even more connected to my roots. As the evening sun began to set, we ended our day by watching the beautiful sunset from the porch. The calmness of the surroundings, coupled with Grandma's comforting presence, was a perfect end to the day. That night, I went to bed with a heart full of gratitude, appreciating the precious time with my grandma. The visit had been a window into the past and made me realize how important it was to cherish such moments. My time at Grandma's taught me so much. I learned about our family history, got a taste of Grandma's culinary skills, and was reminded how enriching real-world interactions can be. The next morning, as I packed my bags, I could already feel the pang of missing Grandma and her house. Tears welled up in my eyes as I hugged her goodbye. She smiled at me, her eyes filled with warmth and love. She said, "Promise me you'll visit soon, dear. Remember, there's always a place for you here." Those words touched my heart, providing me with the strength for that farewell. As I boarded the transport that would take me back to the city, I turned around to see Grandma still on the porch, waving me goodbye. I waved back, promising myself that I would keep that promise. Soon, the city skyscrapers replaced the open fields, and the honks of the traffic replaced the chirping of the birds. But the memories I made at Grandma's house remained, filling my heart with joy and warmth. That visit to Grandma's house had a profound effect on me. Amidst a life full of busy schedules and digital distractions, the nostalgia, peace, and lessons learned during my time there were a breath of fresh air. I found myself cherishing every memory, even the simplest ones like the smell of cookies and the rustle of leaves in the garden. Loved and nurtured, these memories become the source of strength and happiness in my everyday life. As life continues its speedy pace, that visit to Grandma stands as a cherished part of my journey. It taught me the importance of slowing down, appreciating the moment, and treasuring the connection we have with our loved ones. So till the time I visit Grandma's house again, I carry the essence with me. The house, along with everything it holds, will forever be a part of me. Its warmth and love will continue comforting me wherever I am. And now, whether I'm tucked away in a bustling city or enjoying the tranquility of the countryside, I know where my heart truly belongs. Home isn't a place, it's a feeling that Grandma's house gave me in abundance. So here's to Grandma and her lovely house. Here's to the love, the stories, and the memories. To the shared meals and the bedtime stories. Here's to the past, the present, and the future visits that await. In the end, the happiness and the lessons learned from my time at Grandma's house have enriched my life in countless ways. I'm grateful for the beautiful bond that we've shared, nurtured, and continue to cherish. This story of my visit to Grandma's house is much more than just a story. It's a reminder of the love, the warmth, and the cherished moments that make our lives truly beautiful. And even though I'm not there right now, in my heart I'm always at Grandma's. The laughter, the lessons, and the love are all with me wherever I go. After all, home is where the heart is. So until I return to the tranquility of Grandma's town, to her house that holds so many treasures, I hold on to her words. Remember, there's always a place for you here, and I know that home is never far away. As I pen down the memories and experiences of my visit, I'm reminded that such moments from the canvas of our lives, and I'm grateful to have the colors of Grandma's love and her house to fill mine. If you're curious what it took to put this all together, here's the description of the tools and apps used. For the actual book creation, I used Storybird.ai. I supplied the prompt and it created everything else. Pretty remarkable. Since I was too cheap to pay the $26, I took a screenshot of each page of the book creation and then inserted them into a PowerPoint presentation. Once that was created, I started a private Zoom presentation and used the PowerPoint presentation as a background function. I used ScreenPal for both the screenshots and also to record the private Zoom presentation. Once the recording was completed, I closed the Zoom meeting and edited the recording. Once that was done, I uploaded the completed video to my YouTube channel. If you're watching this video, you're on my channel. Thanks for visiting, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be notified when the next video is ready. I love comments and always reply.